Hey, what is up everyone? This is PvT-Mitten's and today I'm going to be giving my Resident Evil 7 review, and I've got a lot to talk about, so I hope you enjoy the video and let's begin. Your standard modes, the only thing that really bugs me is it tries to throw down your throat RE-net, which as you can see it's just some website bullshit. Killzone tried to do the same, wasn't bothered. But yeah, you've got your standard modes, but let's actually get to the part everyone wants to see, the game. Now, the game's a lot different. As you can see, it's a first-person shooter. This is where you save. It's like the typewriters from previous Resident Evils. This is the box. You can actually store items, exchange items, stuff like that there. Now, you're probably thinking this makes the game easier. They're scattered in places where you're not going to overpower yourself, but at the same time you're not going to underpower yourself. It was a smart choice to put them where they are. But I drop an item here. You notice it doesn't actually appear on the ground anymore? That's a bit of a shame too, because it was one of the better features of the old Resident Evil games. But that's your actual inventory. It actually grows over time. You start with little, you collect items to increase the inventory, which is pretty good. This is the puzzle, which as you can see, I'm reading it. At first I do it the opposite way, but then I do it the proper way. If you haven't noticed, the game looks absolutely stunning. It's got some instances where there is a bit of texture issues, but I can forgive it where 95% of the game looks so goddamn good. You gotta give Capcom where credit is due. It does look fantastic. I've had no issues with the game whatsoever. I've had no frame rates, no glitching. I've had no, crashes on the PlayStation. That's a bonus. That really is a bonus, especially because I've had a few instances, few problems with older Resident Evil games. But as you can see, puzzle. You get your standard puzzles. They're nothing, intelligent, but they're all right for what they are. Yeah, you'll see more combat in a minute, but as you can see, the key is the puzzle. Now this is a boss fight that's not going to be spoiling anything, so don't worry about that. You're going to see how good the boss fights are. There's only one boss fight in the game I did not like, but that's one out of, 5 or 6 boss fights, depending on, you get to skip a few, but the game took me roughly about 7 hours 25 minutes to complete on normal on my first playthrough. That's not bad considering it took me roughly about the same time to complete Resi 5 and less to complete 4 in that. But as you can see, as I stated about the graphics, the fire effects look pretty damn impressive. You got the muzzle, smoke coming out of the muzzle of the gun and all, looks really nice. But there's not very many enemies in the game, just to warn you. But the enemies they're alright. They're they're not the best the series has had, but they're nowhere near the worst either. I would have liked to have seen zombies per se, but nah. What can you do? They're gonna put Resident Evil in a new direction, which is fine by me. If we get more games like this. As you can see, I don't have enough room, so I use an item which it brings up where items are on the map. If you look at them, for example, the drawer there, that's an item that I do actually like, and the enemy pushed me out of the way, but there's that there, your standard herbs, steroids which increase your movement, which I should actually mention. Now you probably think the game would be easy since it's in first person mode. What they've done, and what they've done well, is if you aim down sights you move very slow. Very slow. And you don't actually move fast. Depending on if you're injured, you'll move less and less. Now the steroids make you move faster. You've got better quick reaction. You can actually move while aiming down sight a lot faster in that. And also it takes a while to reload in this game, and the enemies will try and attack you as quickly as possible when you're reloading. So I do actually like that feature, and I think that's they did balance it out. They didn't they didn't make you like some absolute god like they did in Resi 6 or even 4 for that matter. But yeah, it is balanced well. This is another one of the enemies. You'll see a few of the enemies in this review, which I didn't want to spoil some of the others. But yeah, I love the combat in this game. The shotgun feels so good. The pistol feels okay at best. The knife is like the knife. It's just a knife. Let's be honest. It's nothing special, nothing bad. Flamethrower is really good to use as well. There's other weapons in the game which aren't in the video, which you will come across standard weapons like grenade launchers, that there. Now, the story itself is actually quite good. It did have some moments where it actually had me glued to the TV. Voice acting for the most part is good. There is a few laughable scenes, which nah, what can you do? But a thing I do want to bring up is the music is not very good in this game. There wasn't any tune that really stuck with me. I mean, say what you want about the Resident Evil movies. The theme from the first Resident Evil movie was really good. This here doesn't have any tracks that are memorable whatsoever. But the one thing this game does well, and nails, and it's probably the best thing this game does well, is the atmosphere. There's a couple of instances where I actually felt, you think you're going around the house thinking, oh, this is going to be awesome, I'm going to be, untouchable kind of thing. But it really actually, puts the shits in you kind of thing. It does it well, which you'll see in the next couple of clips coming up. As you can see, you beat the boss, you get an item you need. Here's one. I cleared out like a bottom floor. Now at this point, I was all happy and that kind of thing. Go up the stairs, I can hear noises, I'm like, what the hell's going on? She scared the crap out of me because she wasn't there before, and I was like see after that, and like the tilting the head doesn't help either. Like I just switched out to my pistol and I just like, no, I'm pistoling for the rest of the bloody game now, which I ended up didn't because the ammo's pretty fair with the ammo. It's not overabundant, it's not underabundant. Another part you'll see here of me, getting uneasy is I do this part and then like, yeah, it's getting in my friends or family that when I play video games, I'm not very easily scared. But when I am, I go in like full defensive mode, and you'll see in a second here that I do. Alright, as I stated, there's no spoilers, so don't worry. I flame her thinking she's gonna get up. I turn around, I see these legs, and I was like, what the hell? And her moving wasn't helping either. But yeah, and I more or less crawled through the rest of this area because I wasn't trusting this bitch. But anyhow, Resident Evil 7. How to sum it up, Resident Evil 7 is without question one of the best Resident Evil games we've ever got, and I stand by that, and I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. The story is great, the voice acting is good for the most part. Music unfortunately is not very memorable at all, it's actually quite crap. The combat's very good, it feels like Resident Evil, the atmosphere is the best the series has had to date, and I stand by that. And if you haven't picked a game up this year and you're, tossing between this and a few other games that have come out this month, please get Resident Evil 7. You will not be disappointed. It is a phenomenal game. And did I mention there's also roughly like 4 or 5 endings depending on the way you do them. So there's replay value. But overall, what can I say? To give this game a score, I would give it a 9.0. Would have been higher, but as I stated, the voice acting's a bit dodgy sometimes. The music isn't very memorable. And one other thing that I didn't bring up that I just remembered, sorry, is the load times can be, like when you put a VHS in, for anyone that's played the demo, you'll know what I mean. You put the VHS in, and I've been sitting there for at least close to a minute waiting on it loading after you finish it. That's a bummer. And I think they need to update that to get rid of that loading time for it. But yeah, please pick this game up, guys. If Resident Evil 6 left you with a bad taste, this makes up for it. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. This is PvT-Mitten's, and yeah, take care, guys. See you later.